Hello, welcome to episode 50 of the Role Slayers podcast. Is this peppy enough, Pep Instructor Liz?
Fine.
Okay, I'm getting there. I'm learning.
It's
Before
like if you start your
Welcome to the Role Slayers podcast.
that doorbell is
Hello.
like your interval on your hello.
Just be like a real person. Like,
I'm not.
What is a real person? It's been 50 episodes.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Welcome to episode 50.
50.
Okay.
The doorbell.
That's just who I am.
Sounds like he's running
Tyler
out of
is-
battery.
That doorbell.
I've never had battery, okay? I'm permanently on 50%. 50%. Did it up this time.
Question mark?
50?
50.
Hayden has things to say, probably.
I do. Let's go ahead and kick us off with this is our, what do you call it when it's your 150th episode? Our 150th, what is that?
We wouldn't though, it's our 50th.
Well,
Syndication?
Bicentennial. If
It's
it's
less than a
50th.
bicentennial.
if it's 50.
It's a sesquicentennial.
Yeah.
What's the, is it Jubilee?
Well, welcome to our sesquicentennial episode.
Oh my goodness.
Here today. Thank you for joining us, Kent, as usual. Let's go ahead and start with our musical partners who've been there for now 150 episodes for us. We've got Scandal, Short Halt Music, Beyond Skyrim,
it is one.
Celestial AM Project, and even Sirenscape. All those guys, with their powers combined, they become Captain our podcast soundtrack.
Captain Slayer.
Captain Slayer, that's way cooler. Thank you to all those folks who let us use all that stuff for the reasonable price of $3. Yeah, go check out all those projects. Use them in your own games. So what other ones we usually do? Let's do social media channels. We've got some pretty good stuff on Instagram lately. Tyler's been very generous to share and show off some of his very, very cool and effort-heavy minis and also terrain pieces. So, if you've got a burgeoning interest in either of those two topics, which if you're listening to this, you almost certainly do, go check out our Instagram. Go see what we're using and building on a day-to-day. And also check us out on YouTube. Give us the old like and subscribe, the classic phrase. And also we're on Discord, always and forever. Talk to us directly. Send us recipes, that sort of stuff. Find that in our Instagram bio. Where are our minis from, Tyler? They're from Eldritch Foundry, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. We've been using them since the very, very beginning. And honestly, I would not change that one bit. Those things are so cool. And they're even cooler now because you can just print and color and all that great stuff. Use our code ROLLSLAYERS for 15% off at checkout on your own custom mini. Go get it. And stop the episode and do it right now.
Awesome.
Okay, now we're back. Now that you paused and done that and returned, let's talk a bit about World Animal. Tyler, I keep asking you. And
I got something.
Okay, what do you got?
Do you at home like celestial bodies such as moons, comets, asteroids, or planets? Well, do I have the product for you? World Anvil allows you to add celestial bodies that you can track on your calendar for your own homebrew world or book. So I can tell if it's a full moon for werewolf things.
Are we about to have werewolves?
No, but I'll know
Guys,
it's a full moon for werewolf
we
things.
are about to have werewolves.
All right, so you lost me in the
vampires?
first half. You brought me back on the werewolves. So worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers. Go buy it. Use it for whatever big projects you're cooking up.
Give your world 3 suns. Do it.
Ooh. It's more
Cook your
than two.
world. There you go.
How would that work?
That's for them to find out in World Anvil.
So pretty.
Patreon.com/rollslayers is where you go to get the content. That's the whole song.
Cool.
Go there now. Pause
Yeah.
the episode and go do that. Go subscribe. Pay for Tyler's treatments.
His mustache treatments.
It's actually it's flea treatment. But
In his mustache.
Oh.
all right, yeah, that's
Ooh,
never mind.
we had a lice outbreak at my preschool a couple weeks ago. It was
Okay, no, we're not doing this.
Can't do it.
hilarious.
Is that all of them?
I think so. If it's
Okay.
not, then whatever. Let's
All right, let's
play
go play our games.
the game. So, last we left off, the raiding party had decided to bring High Marshal Adon Richter to the town of Spagrin on their way to Bjoriand on a job for Cordial. As they arrived to the city under siege, they quickly decided it's time to move on from this. We're gonna maybe hang out a bit and then hit the road. Few dice rolls later, it was clear that the line had buckled and that the gilded lances were about to break, if not already broken and routed. They were asked by the Commandant Zweigel to assist if possible, and begrudgingly, the party assisted in the defense of Spagrin. Both
Not Zeg. He was excited.
Sans Zek, begrudgingly.
Everyone else.
The party made their way into a natural sally port carved into the side of the hill and fought in some trench warfare, then further inside into the actual cavern, the last line of defense against the Torvenbergen here. Encountering 6 goblins, one recognizable being Mert. After the battle, the party reconvened with Mert. They detained some honor guard. They convinced some of the goblins to work for them in the town of Esslin.
Excellent. Just like Innswell? Nope.
Nope, other elf
Okay.
place. But after that, they were rewarded with some pins that act as like an honorary title within the Gilded Lances and give them status in certain portions of the world. And took a long rest, leveling up to level 7, right?
Yes.
7, 8.
Level 8.
I know my levels.
8?
Oh.
No, we're at level 7.
Level
7. I was right.
I just want it to be 8.
Vindication.
I can't.
So, as you guys awake from a long rest, the attitude is a bit more peaceful. The fighting seemingly less pitched and more skirmishy. The atmosphere is far less tense. What are you guys doing?
I'm feeling pretty refreshed. We're taking off, yeah?
Did you say the night happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like talking to the whole group, or did you find a
Yes.
person, or like what did you do?
I mean, I assume we're all comfortably in our giant sleeping bag that we all share.
Okay. Yeah, let's get out of here before there's another battle that they really need help with, and we have to say yes, and we don't really want to, but we feel bad, so we do it anyway, and we should probably just go, you know?
Yeah, where are we off to next?
Yes, we are not wanting to stay here and get pulled into more battles. Definitely not. So we signed this stupid contract from this stupid guy to go kill a beholder and take over his special illegal trading things that are happening in some other city, and it's messing with his business, so now we have to go I don't know, figure that out for him or something.
Does Mert
Well,
know
we
what
don't have
about?
to kill a beholder or anything like that. We just gotta go shut down a smuggling operation that is run by a beholder.
Without killing the beholder, sure.
And maybe he's not old.
Does Mert
Is
know what a
that-
beholder is?
Yeah, you were the one that identified Binlax as the ringleader in Bjoriand 20 episodes ago.
When we were offered the job.
Before that. Y'all knew
He
about
wasn't with us
Binlax
when he
prior.
offered the job.
He wasn't with us when we accepted the job.
He wasn't with you when you were offered the job.
Yeah, he was-
because he
Was that
offered it
with-
to us when we got back to Winwood.
Yes.
Medicine and Saloon.
Yes.
Right.
But that wasn't a beholder. That was some guy.
Binlax?
Yeah.
No, he's a beholder.
Oh. Did we know he was a
Did he?
beholder?
Yeah, you did.
In any case, it
Chris
is our
might
hope-
not.
Yeah,
Mert did.
Okay.
What were you saying, Hayden?
In any case, it is not our intent to run into any beholder, but yeah.
But that has worked out so well for us before, so I'm just counting on having to kill it now, so that way when we have to kill it later, we're prepared.
Honestly, that's probably a healthy outlook. As much as I don't want to be in that position.
Maybe a better question is, what does Mert know about beholders?
Go ahead and make a history check?
Are these critters he would have encountered or even remotely?
Survival check.
Wisdom
I'd say,
creatures.
actually. This is survival check for monster knowledge.
12.
12. You know that they are big floating eyeball mouths.
Hmm.
They can blast you with their eyeballs. They are very smart.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll see if anything like that's even killable. Usually the bigger, smarter ones talk to those.
Well,
Candidly,
maybe
I'm
we
not-
will all die instead, and then that is where we go to our death.
Well, you all have survived a lot more than most goblin raiding parties I've seen.
All right. Well, how about this? Right now, we can plan accordingly that if we run into the beholder and it comes to an outright battle, it is our plan at this juncture to turn tail and run away as quickly as possible.
I like that plan. Do we all like that plan?
Yes.
She would kind of look at Zach a little bit.
'Cause,
Zach's just kind of standing here disgruntled the whole time.
look, you're welcome. You're welcome to go after the beholder all you'd like. I certainly don't want to.
That would be a really cool way to die.
I mean, you're just stabbing in the eyes, right? At some point?
It's a big eye.
There's lots of
Aren't
eyes.
there a lot of little eyes too?
There's lots of little eyes, and then the big eye, and all the magic rays, and the killing. They're very good at killing. What
I'm
if we
good.
could,
I'm good with running away.
What if we could cut one of the eyeballs off before we run away, so then we have that as a trophy?
Well, it will probably be real valuable too to the right buyer. Maybe that's
That would be so cool.
I was just about to ask, what does Mert know about the black market and beholder eye stalks?
Um,
Out of character, I know a lot. In character, I don't know.
I don't think Mertz had much context for black markets.
Fair.
Mertz lived a fairly sheltered life. Not a good life, but sheltered.
Fair.
In any case, it sounds like we're all of a mind that we don't try to go toe to toe with any beholders unless we somehow get some significant problem, which I don't anticipate even trying to do.
So, Mert, you're good to, like, go stop this Bimlex guy and try to get him, I don't know, maybe not dead, but, like, at least shut down his business.
Sure.
Wouldn't you think he would be, like, coming after us?
Well,
If we're shutting down his business?
I
How are
mean,
we supposed to run away if he's chasing us?
well,
We'll get there. It's alright, Ori. For now, we should probably just get on some Griffins and fly away from this place.
Are you looking for an amazing way to die?
Oh, yes, of course. Aren't you? I mean, I would rather die in some, like, really cool, amazing way than, like...
Well, yeah, but are
boring.
you, like, trying to?
No, of course not.
Well, then why would we do this?
We
Because
already
we
signed
signed
a
a contract.
I must have been sleeping.
Yeah, if we don't do it, then we'll add a lot of money, which I prefer to not be. And if they're looking for a cool way to die, it does increase my chances of running away. So, we'll be in
See,
good
I'm
shape,
with
I
you.
guess.
Oh,
Okay,
wait, do you
great.
want to run away?
I'd prefer to. I'd prefer to not look at any of those eyes. I would not.
So we
not
just
like-
leave them to have their death?
I mean, if they choose to do so,
I
I'm
would
not gonna
rather
interfere with
die more honorably than being killed by a weird floating eyeball that runs a black market.
Okay, so let's try not to have a very cool death with this.
Yeah.
I
Eyeball.
wasn't trying to die. That would be stupid.
But
Okay.
we are obligated to at least try this task
Sure.
of upending his business. And
We're not
hoping-
going
Maybe
to just,
let's-
like...
Hoping we get out of town before he knows that it's us.
By the by, I do need to do some stocking up on things before we take off, just to make sure I'm as prepared as possible.
Also, my little egg, don't you have so many potions? Maybe we should share? In case...
Oh, please,
In
yes.
case something
Yeah, I've
happens,
seen you,
or-
like, after fights, like, just immediately, like, try to pick things up and stuff, and you must have a lot in that bag.
Oh, yes, it's from when we were in that weird, scary place with all the tadpoles, remember? I grabbed all that guy's potions.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, that is...
How
hidden.
many-
But, like, other fights and stuff, too, you've... What are
Oh.
you hiding?
But there's no hiding. It's just... We just keep killing boring people.
Are you intent on maybe sharing some of those things?
Yes, that is why I got them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
I
that.
think we just kind of keep forgetting that you have them, and up until the moment when we all need them, and then we realize we forgot.
That we don't have them.
Disperse
They're
them.
all in your bag.
Oh, well, you can put them in your bag.
man, this loot sharing organization sounds really rough.
So maybe we should try that before we go on our tasks.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, how many healing potions do we have?
I think you guys have a total of 6 with the ones that.
Yeah, and we split the healing potions up.
Did we?
No, I don't have any. No.
We have...
We
got-
talked
Maybe I-
about it. I don't know if everyone wrote it down in their inventory.
We got
Hey, let me
2
check.
greater healing potions.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
You have a
boy.
couple graders, yeah. I forgot.
Can I have one?
You want a greater?
I can take a greater or lesser, whatever's available.
You got
something.
6 regular and 2 greater, I think.
I'll take one of the regulars.
I don't know the difference.
More healing.
I know, but like, do you like roll for them, or they just like give you things?
Yeah, you roll and
Drink
you add.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
It's flat fee.
I haven't written it down.
But,
Cool.
So what all do we get?
well, that's one.
I mean-
that's 1 regular healing potion for each. of
We've
you.
gotten other,
Okay.
yeah, we've gotten other healing potions, and I would take some and we would like split them because we didn't want them all to be with me. But I don't know how they got split up. I only wrote down what I
you
have.
think we have 6 minor?
Mm-hmm.
So what if we each take a minor?
Wait, don't you have some?
I also just got 6 more.
What?
No,
That's what
I'm
he
saying those
what he
4
said.
I gave you, and then you had 2 regular as well. something.
Okay, so
major.
Yep.
what's the
And
total
then 2
number?
major. So 6 regular, 2 major.
Okay,
2 great.
I'll take one
Greater,
regular.
or whatever. You
As
take
long
one
as everyone
greater.
has just at least one.
Do we definitely want to RP all of this?
No.
Or can
No,
we,
we're just trying to
use
figure
that
out who
and then
gets
just
it.
No,
slingers?
Ori was just saying, hey, we should do this before we go. But we don't have to.
Sure.
I will
Yeah,
say,
so-
you need to declare that you have the potion that you have here and now. That way you can't say, I'm
Yes.
dying, I drink this potion.
So maybe the big ones.
Yeah, so who wants the big ones?
Give Zek a big one.
Okay, Zach?
Oh,
Give
okay.
Zai.
Give Mert a big one.
No, give Zai a big one.
Give Zai a big one.
Okay, but
Oh,
Mert is the
'cause
one that is more in
Cleric.
harm's way than Zai.
Yeah,
But I can get out of it quicker.
he can
Oh,
also
okay.
be picked
Still
up by Zai.
squishy.
Okay, Visa, do you want 2 lessers?
If there's a 7th lesser.
Well, we have 6 lessers and 2 greaters.
Okay, so everybody gets a lesser.
Yes.
Yes.
Zek takes the most hits, so he gets a greater. Zai is the best healer. She takes the other greater.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah.
This is easy.
So I get a greater and a lesser.
Yes.
Is that what
Okay,
they're called?
we're squared away, and I need to go get some supplies.
And we can do other
What are you looking to buy, Hayden?
We have
Well,
other potions.
frankly,
too. Those are just the
let's
healing.
see.
Yeah, we can
Oh.
put it on the.
I need
Discord
to
or
get
something.
some platinum,
Oh, I have
just chunks of it, and I need to get some chicken bones, and I need to scoop out an eyeball.
Okay, is there a gold value to any of these things?
There's a gold value to the platinum. I need to spend 400 gold on platinum
For 40
for spell
platinum.
reasons.
Okay. I mean, you can buy that amount of platinum from a Gilded Lance. They have a
Oh,
repository
okay, so it's just
of
like
capital.
exchanging.
Yeah. You
Okay,
can
great,
exchange
yeah.
that there. As for chicken bones and eyes, is it specific on the type of eye that you need?
Honestly, I was expecting it to be, but it just says eye.
Okay. Is this for eye bite?
No.
Okay. Anyway, you can easily find an old lady who's like got a bunch of chickens and ask her, "Hey, can I have an eyeball, a chicken eyeball, and some bones?" She's
Oh.
amenable to this.
Well, thank you kindly. I'm going to give her, I guess, a gold piece for her troubles.
She takes it, shrugs. Okay. Take care. You're weird. Bones.
You as well. Good luck out here.
Shuffles off.
Yep, I'll be okay. I always am.
As I reapproach the group, and then let's see what I did for this. I'm going to go up to Ori. Ori, I've got all this platinum. Would you be able to melt this down and form it into a vial? I need to cram in this tentacle and an eyeball into it.
A vial of liquid platinum?
No. Just form the platinum into a vial, into the shape of a vial.
A hollow or solid?
A hollow one, so I can put the eyeball and this tentacle into it.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I'm making a special project.
What are you doing?
I'm making a vial with a tentacle and an eyeball.
Well, yeah, but what is it?
I read about this. It's for spells. I'm gonna try something later.
Okay, well. Alright.
Our bloodline is rich and full of tentacles.
I wasn't asking
No.
you.
Rich and full of tentacles?
Yes, and eyeballs.
Who are you talking to? If it's psychic, I don't know who you're talking to.
Oh, we were talking to Ori about
Oh.
No,
today's
we
night.
weren't.
Well, that's unrelated to this. I promise. This is my own private project, uninvolved with him.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah, I can do that. Whenever we have time. It shouldn't be
Okay.
too hard.
Well, thank you kindly. This will go a long way for me, I think.
Can you tell me, like, how big and how, like, Does it matter what size it is? I have to like make a mold and stuff.
I got like a small handful of platinum, and the eye, fortunately, is just a chicken eye, so it's about the size of a pea. And I was also fortunate enough to have one of these little cuttlefish tentacles, which is pretty tiny. All things considered, it probably needs to be about the size of my finger here, pointer finger.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Kindly.
When do you need that?
Well, sooner is better than later, so I can see if I can make the spell work.
Yeah, okay. Can you tell us what time of day it is? Have we had a long rest yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we have.
Yes,
It's morning time.
Oh, okay. Well,
we can do this maybe on the road or something when we take off.
yeah, we can. Yes, that's pretty easy.
Does everyone else have what they need, by the way? You got what you need?
Yeah.
As you guys are circling up, Rat, Skiz, Yap, Gorski, and Foom roll up. And Rat kind of looks inquiringly at you, Mert.
Mhm.
So, we go west? You're going to Esaloon. We got a detachment of goblins on a mission. Huh? Yeah, your new mission.
And kind of relays the same speech that he gave those other goblins that are going off to the shop.
Okay, so we show up to raiding party goods and services. Yes. And then we move boxes around. Yes. Sounds
Is this audible to the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Okay, there's another goblin there who's in charge of the store. His name is Kibble. Well, actually, you can call him Gribble, because he's your boss now. Just report to Gribble, and he'll be able to kind of point you in the right directions.
Skiz starts to laugh.
I know, Gribble.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's not my boss.
Do I know Gribble?
That guy sucks, and he's really bad at finding fish.
Does Mert know Gribble?
You do not know Gribble.
Mm.
You met Gribble in the caves below Esaloon.
That's right.
He does
Are you sure
actually.
it's the same Gribble?
Probably not. There's a lot of Gribbles in the world.
This one doesn't have to be good at finding fish. He's got a fish guy.
Well, how fortuitous. Not everyone has a fish guy. Oh, fancy Gribble. Okay. Anyway, no, I'm the boss now. Not Gribble. Well, you can be the underboss. Okay.
Now, man, I don't want to cut in on your business here, but Gribble has been duly appointed the manager of raiding party goods and services.
Yeah,
We can't just-
yes, he's the boss. And
What's the other name?
That was Skiz talking.
yeah, Skiz is the underboss now. The underboss is just below, but has almost as much authority.
Skiz, you know that? You understand that?
Know that. Deal with conditions. Do I get access to the fish guy? Well, you see, the fish guy reports to you and to Gribble. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Well, hopefully this works out.
Rat kind of shrugs at this interaction.
Well, I guess we're doing that now. Thanks again. Good luck. Yeah. And what are you doing? Well, I'm gonna run off with these guys for a bit. They've got some business to take care of. Oh. Okay. We'll be back to Esaloon from time to time. Okay. If you die horribly, I'm sure we'll be fine. Probably. Oh, yeah. You made it this far. Yep.
They just start to saunter off in the direction, kind of west.
Do they know how to
Well,
get to Esaloon?
we negotiated
They have
an
no idea.
escort for them, if I remember correctly.
Who's escorting them?
I don't remember. It was late.
Do I remember? Do I remember if they
Does
can read
anyone
maps?
remember this, or did I make that up like wholesale?
No, I kind of remember that. I just don't remember who would be escorting these.
Can they
people.
follow rudimentary instructions?
They can follow
Well-
maps to a degree. They were entrusted by the Duke. They have some competency. They're not dumb.
Guys,
Yeah.
at the table, did I make that up or did we negotiate an escort for the goblins to get them to escort me? It is
don't
very
remember.
possible that I made it up,
It
but
may
I
have been-
remember doing.
It may have been said but not confirmed.
Yeah, I think that was his idea that like, oh, because we got a Don Richter here, surely someone that's going back could like take
Go
the
with
goblins
them.
or something.
I couldn't remember if that was an idea, like just something I said maybe we should do this next time, or if it was something we did. But
Mm.
Fair.
I
I
guess-
don't remember that. I do remember you talking about it.
We should
Yes.
roll
Okay.
for it.
Roll for it.
Sure. Above 10, yes. Below 10, no. 3,
We did not do that yet,
no.
so we should maybe ask now.
Sure.
Real quick, I have a rules question.
Okay.
With the potions, how are you supposed to put them in your backpack or in your equipment?
It's one action to
It
remove
doesn't
it from
matter.
the bag and a separate action to drink it.
If it helps you remember where it is,
Is that true?
where you remember.
I don't care about backpack versus on your person.
You're
it's
right.
just a
Okay.
bonus action to use
To
it.
use
It's
it,
how we've
okay.
always done it.
It is a bonus action to use it. It is an action to feed it to an unconscious person.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Because you have to make them drink it when they are not alive.
Yes.
Correct.
Just like that.
I don't want our goblins to get killed on the way back by those giant
Exactly.
spiders or whatever.
It's a risk you gotta take.
With enough massaging, you can get 1 or 2 Gilded Lance conscripts to take the time to bring
What
them
kind
back
of
to us.
massaging? Like foot massage, back massage, neck massage.
Very funny. No,
I
yes,
think-
just some,
ego massage.
yeah, ego massage.
I think in that conversation, I think Mert would like be there with the Golden Lance, try to just make an impassioned appeal. Like, look, they
You don't have to be too impassioned.
Okay.
You saved their butts.
fair. He's just trying to make sure they have a better life.
So, is there anything else we're doing in town?
Nope.
Or he's probably gonna get some things, but I honestly haven't. I don't know. So
Okay.
can I wreck on that if
Sure.
I need to? Okay.
Well, if you have nothing else, you can report to the Griffin Rookery, where you guys can begin the process of a journey over the Torvenbergen lines.
Is Tien Grum?
Tangram?
Mhm.
Is he there?
He sure is.
Oh, I will go check on him and see how he is doing.
His as you like checking on him, he does nuzzle you. He does remember you. Make a medicine check for me.
Okay. The 2 plus whatever my medicine is, which I don't think it's very much. 5.
You kind of like feel the wing bones and try and like discern how healed, how mended they are, but he's squirmy, so it's hard to discern.
Hmm.
But he is happy to see you. Eventually, a few knights are brought in via their squires, and they're busy, but they're kind and terse. But they bring out 6 griffins. 6 of those knights mount up, and you are able to ride behind each knight. One by one, they up through the hole in the ceiling and start to wheel about in their ascent. Slowly, you spiral up and start to see this strangely griffin's eye view of the town of Spakrin, with its like sloping hill, just deep cut, and then this wide trench. And it's very strange to most of you probably who haven't seen anything from above.
Mert's never flown before.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a lurch in your stomach, a little bit of ear popping. And it's very unstable. For most of you, probably.
I
Yeah.
just want to have Mert roll a Constitution check to see if he can hold it together.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
He does not hold it together.
Okay. Some of you lurching over the side of your griffin, trying to not get it on any feathers or in any updrafts.
I think Leaf is just like wrapped around this thing as tight as possible.
Just like digging into
like not having a good time.
Zach is so into it. He's like sitting up, like he's like, you know,
Yes.
holding on nicely, but he like has like really like just like really good posture and is just like really loving it.
It's like
Like
we're
smiling, just like, yeah, this
Yep.
could be a
How are you
dragon one
having such a
day.
good time?
Leaf
We are
yells
made
and-
for red dragons.
I don't understand you.
Eventually, you guys do level out of the spiral. You become a little less dizzy, a little more acclimated, and you begin to fly eastward. Passing through the last kind of corridor of forests, the fields open up proper. You lose sight of any tree, as just fields upon fields of long, tall grass open up below you. Hills gently waving. You pass over thick lines of golden
was there a
armor.
lot of sign of like other Torvenbergen things, or was it just in Spagrin?
Well, as you guys are passing over, you spot a huge mass of Torvenbergen in that large camp that Mert visited, as well as what seems to be like a rear guard and baggage train. As well as you do spot some ancillary groups moving both into the Fated Timberlands and into the Brone Wood, trying to circumvent Spagrin and probably cause more chaos as you encountered on the road from Esselin.
Right.
But after about a half day of flying, you pass the last of the kind of the rear guard, the baggage trains, all sorts of, you know, things that come with a major war camp, you know, traders and merchants and, you know, cobblers and all sorts of things. Eventually coming to an empty plain where they
We're going to Bjorland, right?
Bjoriand, yes.
Glory.
When did we go to
Glory.
Esselund?
On the road from Esselun. You were attacked by Torquil.
I thought Esselund was in Kazun. Wait, okay. That and Zlelrenor was the one in Kazun?
Those are both in your continent.
Esslin is where we live and have our thing. Where's Zlelrenor?
Okay,
It's west.
cool.
It's
Oh, it's
past the
way
My
back.
brain
mountains.
is not braining.
Neighbor.
Cool, great.
Where are you from?
Also, to be clear, you guys
Okay,
did
great.
leave your
Good.
donkeys
Thank you.
again.
Cool, great.
Fair.
So you are now donkeyless once again.
Cool,
Mert
great.
forgot that they had them.
Mert didn't know.
But eventually, you guys, once again, circling, alight on unpaved, untrod ground. Long, about thigh-high grass waving in the wind. Yellow, gold, some hues of orange to it. As you disembark, there's not much time left before the knights themselves take to the skies once again for the round trip back home.
I would like whisper to my griffin and like thank it and say some private words before they left.
Zach would have like made like a like kind of, you know, take like look it in the eyes and like kind of motion like, can I take your head?
Make an animal handling check.
Oh no.
With advantage, I'd say.
13.
13. Yeah, you take its head in your hands.
And like just give like a gentle and respectful head bonk.
You hear like this kind of deep, like chortling purr in its throat as you connect with this creature. And the same for you. You connect with your griffin a little bit, and it bows its head in respect back to you. Before they take to the skies once again and grow increasingly smaller and distant.
You said it was thigh-high grass?
Yeah, you're pretty much enveloped in grass. Both you and Ori.
It's chin height.
I stand on Mick.
So, you've been left in the middle of nowhere. Do you guys continue to journey eastward?
Was half a day, right?
It was half a day flight. It was about a day and a half of.
So yeah, how do we know how far from? Did they tell us how far from Bjoriand we were?
Yeah, they probably would have told you. You're probably about 5.5 days away.
Okay.
Well, onward, I guess.
Yes, we might as well.
You guys begin to trudge through the fields. The warmer oncome of summer making itself apparent. It's
Does
probably hitting about.
Does Nick have enough space for Mert to ride on top of him too? Just for sake of seeing over the grass.
Probably. He's a mushroom.
Maybe I can stand on top of him, or you can stand on top of him and he'll hold me.
Or Zach can carry you on his back.
That works.
Zach would probably offer my little green friend.
Yeah, that works.
May I assist you?
This is Empire Strikes Back now.
Yep.
The temperature's probably bordering on 70, 72 degrees, which is fairly warm for this area.
Zach will adorn his fully updo for the weather.
Love that.
And probably assist Zai in
Yes.
something similar coif, some plaiting in order to.
You said it's warmer?
Yeah, around 70, 72 degrees.
Gift don't sweat though, so.
Clickless.
This new gift lore we're dropping.
Yep.
Gift don't sweat.
We don't have the glands.
No pores.
So we just need to make sure to stay cool.
That'd be really fun.
While we keep our hairs up.
We finish every fight. You guys are.
Are we lizard-like? Are we a little bit like a dog? I don't know.
A little bit of both.
Regardless, your next half day of travel goes unimpeded. You're able to bed down for your first night of travel to Bjoriand if you'd like. Or you can keep traveling through the evening if you'd like for a few more hours. You can go all night. I don't care. Is there any preference here?
I think we'd probably like to go to bed, right?
Oh yes, it would. I would like to maybe make a good dinner. It's our first night of travel, all back together. We could kind of enjoy the time. Have all these meats and things still, and we could have a good time with it. Yes.
That sounds very nice.
It's been a minute since we just got to sit down. Does sound nice.
So I would start getting all the things out and figuring out what to do.
You probably were able to pick up some fresher supplies as well in Bjoriand, so you don't just have road food, but maybe some nicer elements.
I've been keeping all of that stuff, all the things you collected in that bag of holding. So
Oh,
actually
you
it'd be
have
good.
a bag of holding.
Right, yeah. So I when we raided Yaz's pantry, we could chowing down on some of the things, but there's probably still
Are we able to
some.
find a rock or some shrubbery, or is it just nothing but nothing, open plain of grass?
Not even really any rocks or shrubs,
It's just
just grass.
There's
Alright.
grass.
Like
So
think
we'll
like
just-
the Mongolian steppe.
yeah. I'll think of that.
Think of Kansas? I don't know. Is Kansas just a bunch of grass?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of corn.
Oh yeah, or corn.
Well,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Okay.
Imagine, if you will.
I'm imagining
A
the
bunch of grass.
Palouse of Idaho,
There you
except that it's super hilly.
There you go.
So it's different.
It's pretty hilly here,
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Google the Palouse. That place is crazy.
Yeah.
Great. So just anywhere is the same as anywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe the top of a hill.
You're gonna have to burn a lot of grass for your fire tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, because there's no wood.
I also have lots of fire magic, so if we want to make a fire, I could probably make a fire.
Are we at all worried about encountering any Torbergen out here? Do we need to have if we are this close to their lands, do we need to have a story ready for why we are here, so that maybe they don't just attack us right out, or are they definitely just going to attack us like a raiding band?
Unless we appear like the sort of bandits, not very appetizing to engage with. Or have some sort of show of force that would tell them it's not worth the effort. There's not many stories that'll get you very far with the Torvenbergen.
What, just like Mert having spent some time with them, would he have an idea of like what would make them kind of pause before attacking a random group of people?
I mean, if you're heading toward Torvenbergen territory, they're likely going to stop you and ask what you're doing. They're not going to kill you on sight. But if they don't like your answers, they're probably going to kill you.
What kind of answers would Mert have potentially picked up that they might respect?
We're headed to this place within your kingdom for this reason. You know, I want to go study at the temple of Kord, or I want to go, sell my goods in the city of Dorsen.
Donkeys with goods, so.
Or I'm just a traveler. But if it's like you can't provide a justifiable reason for being in their lands, they probably will not take kindly for you being in their lands.
So, Mert communicating what he's sort of picked up.
Well, the Torvenbergen generally appreciate forthright answers, direct. And the more honest we are with them and the more we tell them without divulging too much information, they tend to respect that.
So probably we can't tell them we are going to upset Bimlax's trade in your city of Bjoriand, but...
Very likely.
We tell them we are going to Bjoriand to, I don't know.
To conduct business.
Okay.
Potentially.
What is our business?
We could be on our way to purchase something.
Yeah.
Something regional. That way...
We can pretend that we're buying something.
What is the trade of Bjoriand?
Make a history
I
check.
feel like Visa would be pretty familiar with the sea trade going on.
Bjoriand is inland.
Right, but just in the region, that like what goods might make it up to Bjoriand that couldn't be found as far west as Esaloon.
Sure, go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Okay. I was going to ask if Mert had maybe picked up on like things that were valuable to them or that was regional just from having been near.
You can roll as well.
That's a 15.
15?
Oh. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 13.
Okay. I mean, a lot of the things that specifically Bjoriand deals in, not necessarily things that make it up to Bjoriand. Meads, fine breeds of horses are pretty common there. Jewelry is a major export of the city. They have some renowned jewelers. And
Bjoriand?
Religious iconography as well as texts are actually their specialty, as they are home to the Temple of Kord for the entire nation.
Well, the best stories are typically steeped or rooted in some facet of the truth. Given light of what they specialize in Bjoriand, if our crafter or smith were there to learn something about jewelry making, or if our
Yes.
scribe is on our way to learn something from the temples there,
Well,
there's some truth to that.
we have a shop
I
too.
would actually like to do that if that would be kind of cool for real.
And I can just be like the hired muscle for this party. Like you
true.
hired me to travel with you.
You're like my bodyguard that I can't get rid of, so you just have to stay with.
That is so funny,
It's like you
Zai.
just have to, yes.
That's hilarious.
That is true.
What?
Leaf could probably double as
Not that I can't get rid of, but also I couldn't get rid of you.
I did follow you out of the crash, yes.
Yes, it's not a bad thing, but it's also that I can, use this, that's how it is.
Siblings forever.
It's good and believable. Leaf or Antoine could probably double as another bodyguard.
Whoa, Antoine.
What? When
I can drop.
when he's
Okay,
red,
go ahead.
he's Antoine.
Okay.
Antoine also has a big hat.
This is current
Well,
disguise.
Antoine is actually just as pale as I can lose the nose now.
Wait,
which is
who was
nice.
the red one?
The red one's dead. Forget about the red one.
There's so
Who was that?
many. I don't.
Blurg or something?
It was like Borf or something.
Borg.
I don't remember.
Or Borg.
What was-
Borg.
What was the big helmeted guy's name again?
That was Bragg.
Bragg.
Bragg Borg.
Redskin was Borg, and then we have
Borg.
Antoine. Will you do your Antoine voice?
Oh yeah, show him
Let Mert
Antoine.
know.
It's like, hello, Antoine.
I'm trying to.
Hello, Mert.
It was a little.
Sound like a little Dutch boy.
This was my Antoine voice.
There it is.
I lived a very modest existence. It was terrible.
That is
Okay.
wrong, but he's
All
also
that-
not really around that much anymore.
Yeah, all that being said, this brings up an interesting point. I would like to introduce the concept of just being me forthcoming. I think that we have probably accumulated enough goodwill in Esaloon that I don't have to go hide my face there, and I could probably straighten things out with the gods when we get back.
So you want to be yourself when we go into Torbenbergen land?
But
Yes, that for sure. There's no reason for me to hide my face in Torbenbergen land, but when we get back, I think I might try my hand at.
You're not
being-
worried
you
about.
want to lie? You want to tell them that you are lying? I mean, they probably know because they're not that stupid. I
Oh
think.
no, they are that stupid.
But certainly the payment from this job would be more than enough to pay off any outstanding fines.
Precisely, and frankly, I think that the fact that we're kind of cleaning up some of their problems vis-a-vis the meat trade incident probably lends some credence to my subsequent reformation. I'm a little concerned about the other people that are after me.
Like
but,
Lars the leg crusher or whomever?
yeah,
Oh,
not.
We should pull him out. We should use you to lure them so we can get them.
Well, I was more thinking that by the time we get back, we ought to have. I would like to have accumulated enough kind of power within the town, both in goodwill and also just organizationally, that I'll be able to start kind of building up some of those protective walls around myself.
Zach is your protective wall.
Yes, Zach is a substantial protective wall, but I also don't want to put all that pressure on Zach.
Oh, he
You
likes
know.
it.
The point being, I might hire some folks to kind of keep an eye out so Zach can go to sleep sometimes. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
sleep is good.
Hire some of that, just make myself indispensable, I guess, to the city.
Okay, good luck with that.
But all that to say, you're not taking on an alias for this excursion.
No, and hopefully, my aliases will be done henceforth, and you don't have to keep track of Bragg, Bort, or Antoine anymore.
I kind of liked Boar too. That
Yeah, it was a
good
good
name.
Wait,
one.
what's it? Bort?
This
Bort
was
was one that I was Bort for about an afternoon because I forgot that I needed to be prepared, and that was what I could do on a quick turn.
That is the one. Bort is on all the official documents in SLU.
He's the one who's a luminary.
He's the luminary.
Well, okay, yes, Bort is. I forgot. Bort.
So maybe
Is
you
it-
just need to go back to work when we go back. You are bored now.
Well-
I'll call you Bort forever,
Look,
and you just take that name, and that
I
is
don't
who
much-
you are.
I mean, the luminary thing was cool. I don't much care if I'm a luminary going back. But considering that Visa is the beneficiary of Bort, I think that kind of solves most of the problems that I have.
True.
Again, not my most thought out. I was kind of shaken up from the whole seeing the avatar of a god thing, I think, at the time. Anyways, yeah, that's the long and short of that. Anyone else?
Oh no, I only have my one name that none of you can say, so you can always call me Thai.
What were you guys up to while I was gone?
Not
Hey,
too much.
oh man, I've had this question. It's been, what are we eating, by the way? Are we eating anything?
I don't know.
I
Sausage?
Actually, do we need a fire? Maybe we're just eating like
No, 'cause I-
cold cuts.
Yeah, I had a ton of sausages and meats and cheeses and
Oh my
jams and
Okay.
breads.
Sick.
A little charcuterie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best kind of meal.
I've
Well,
been saving these things for a night when we all needed to eat together and did not have like a good tavern to eat in, so this is what we have.
I think
Thank
VC's
you
using
for
his
helping.
light cantrip at like just the firefly kind of level.
Lovely.
while this is all happening, Ori will also be outside with them. But she's gonna be working on the platinum potion bottle
Oh, sure.
thing.
It's already looking better than I imagined.
Well, I made a mold first, and then I have to heat up the platinum, and then pour it in the mold, and then wait.
Well, I think I can live with that. As long as we can just scoop this thing in, scoop these nasty little bits in there, I will forget they're over there, and hopefully this thing will work.
The potion bottle should be ready, probably by tomorrow.
No, that's a quick turn, Laura. Thank you so much.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a check for any of that?
No.
Because I now have expertise in tools.
Yeah.
So just make me roll things.
Okay, make a check.
Wait, what?
Expertise and tools.
Yeah. So I guess this would be like smithing tools.
Yeah. It's a crucible and a mold. That's what you're probably using.
13.
It's
Very simple.
it's a pretty high smoke point for platinum. Melting point.
Well, I'm making the mold.
oh,
That's the mold.
oh, yeah, mold made.
Okay.
Go
Then
ahead and roll for the pour.
I just want to roll
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I don't want to do a 13.
You won't
Oh, that's way better. It's a 24 for the platinum.
You're able to melt it fairly easily, and with a crucible and tongs, pour it into the mold.
Okay.
It'll
Yep.
dry. It'll be ready in the morning.
It'll be ready.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so somebody was talking about what were we talking about? Sometimes I have a one-track mind, and I was paying attention to what I was doing. So, what's our plan? I heard
Oh.
jewelers.
Well, so out of character, what happened was I had a question and then I got distracted and wondered what we were eating, and that set off a chain reaction of events that led away from my
Whoopsie.
question. But we're back. Old man, this has been eating me up for weeks now. You've been tangled with the Torvenberg one time or another. You got a story that you can share there? Because I feel like the more we know going into this, the better,
It's true. On the note of coming clean, or at least travelling as who we are, it's more than fair that you all know where I stand with the Torvenbergen. Are any of you familiar with the raising of Keldia?
No. Maybe. Roll a history check. No. Probably. Yes.
I don't know who we gestured to.
You, Hayden.
Probably.
Natural one.
Yes, for you. No, for everyone besides Hayden.
Rings a little bit of a bell, but not too much.
Well, the short version is that you know that the Torvenbergen go on their raids between every 50, 60 years or so. And they raid for a few years at a time, generally expanding south and west. I come from the Lonely Glow Peninsula. I don't have a very fond memory of it, so I left quite early to start my life on the sea, in trade as a merchant, as a ship's hand. And only a couple of years in, making quite a bit of coin from my young age and really experiencing freedom for the first time. I was in Keldia when it was burned. And as a young man that's quite impressionable. To the Torvenbergen raiders, taking captives and killing members of my crew and robbing me of my livelihood and everyone around me of theirs. And just to have that sense of freedom and power snatched from me in a way that's pretty shaking. So, kind of changed my outlook on what I had to contribute, what I had to gain as a sailor, as a part of a crew, and why I'm a large supporter of people gaining their own personal freedoms and rather opposed to taking freedom away from others.
That is very honorable.
Felt pretty powerless. I know I was a lad, but I got so caught up in just what I could do. Self-fulfillment with gold. I was barely into my teenage years. I was already drinking nights away with a friend. But losing him and a number of other people was just kind of sobering in more ways than one. So I'm not too warm towards the Torvenbergen ways. I understand one part of it is their own power structures, their own pursuit of freedom, but when it impedes on another, or when it's careless and reckless to the land around them, just the force of will and desire, that doesn't sit right with me, and it does leave me shaken sometimes. I tried not to let it bother me, but there are times where I may freeze up or react late. So I'll try to have my head on my shoulders straight, but know that I'm supporting all of you.
That makes sense. That it still haunts you in ways. I am very sorry that happened. You had to experience that.
Thank you. I suppose I try and work it out most of the time and just supporting other people.
It's the sort of thing, it's like you grow up all at once, isn't it?
So that's it. No, I don't think there's a Torvenbergen with my name out there in pursuit of me. I don't think there's a reputation of my own waiting for me. It's not some strange obstacle I expect any of you to stumble on. But if anything, just know that I've got a general hesitation. That's about what it amounts to.
A hesitation to fight them, or a hesitation about them?
About them, to walk amongst them. It's strange because I've spent the last 50 years really trying to hone my appreciation for people's individualism and their value. It's hard. I wrestle with it, I do. To see the value of a person behind a system. Even if I've no love for the system. And if I don't fully trust the person. So, I may be reserved while we're here, I may be cautious while we're here, but it doesn't change that I support you. I support the general people that will pass. I'll still try and do right by them.
Do you feel like you can trust us now?
Of course I do.
Why is that?
You may not have a name for it yet, but you've all exhibited fairly selfless behaviours from time to time. running after me in the pitch of combat, running after strangers, diving in to help the Gilded Lance just because their sideline was threatened. It's more than a sense of duty, and I recognise that. I don't consider myself a plain soldier, but a bit of a shepherd for merchants, and so I see a little bit of that in all of you. So that's, to me, that's kinship. Makes me feel fairly comfortable, even though we're far from the ocean. Or maybe most of these.
Maybe we should take a job on the ocean next time.
I must say, though,
And he's probably stood somewhere during this conversation. His hand is just kind of gliding through the tall grass.
this is about as close as you come to it inland.
Oh,
It's like great waves.
but this could be the water. Have the Gith ever seen the ocean?
If you squint your eyes and let the nightlight take away the colour of the grass, but you listen to the sound of the breeze passing through, it's not unlike the breaking of waves. So
Jack will
just-
totally stand up and be closing his eyes. It's super into it.
And as you guys are now focusing on it, it is indeed quite windy upon the grasslands here. It's a near constant rustling to crashes of various gusts in the distance.
It's one of the few places you can actually hear the passing of wind from side to side, like you'd hear a wave. So yes, I'll trust you all.
In this moment, Zach will also sort of make some wavy lines with his hands in the wind, like sign of Avandra, because it's like the wind.
There is one other thing I'd like to make you all aware of. It's nothing to do with the Torvenbergen, but cards on the table, there's something... I don't know if it's tied to our collective fate, if you will, with this strange key, or if it's something fairly unrelated. But there's something wrong with the sky.
With the sky?
So most of my time on the sea I've spent as a navigator, charting stars, planning routes by them. So I can tell you.
He draws your attention to a patch of sky. He says,
Do you see there? There's a cluster of stars. Looks sort of like a great V, and then there's a couple of lines right in front of it. This is the Great Bear, and in the summer, late spring really, it's the Great Bear and the salmon, or the trout. It's a river fish. But in the winter, when the stars have kind of rotated, he's upside down on the other side of the sky, and it's the Great Bear and the evening swallow as a migratory bird. Helps you tell the seasons a bit. And the position where it is in the sky, it's meant to have rotated a bit more, but it's like it's been stuck in place a few weeks before where it should be. Should be about there.
Well, I think we call that the red dragon and the astral elf that it's killing. But
That's very entertaining. I love that.
this is, I think, a better story. The bear.
It's
I
a
like the-
little bit kinder, perhaps.
Yeah.
They tell it that way because it flips. It's the angle of it.
We just say that the dragon is just playing with the elf that it has captured.
I'm sorry, story notwithstanding, what do you mean? The stars, they correct me if I'm wrong, they always supposed to be kind of moving the same way, right?
They are, but these are the stars of about a month ago. The way they're positioned.
How long has
What?
this been going on?
Well, I assume that if they stopped moving where they are positioned, they haven't moved in a month or so.
I'll also reiterate that some stars have now taken on a blood red hue.
What?
he'll begin to point out there's a couple constellations I think it was like the ogre and the whale. A few of them he points out, and you can see like a strange small red hue with careful pointing.
Huh.
I haven't looked at that before.
Yeah.
What does that mean for?
I don't know. It's, if anything, depending on who you ask, it's a trick of the eye. If you ask someone else, it's important.
Has it ever happened before?
I've never seen it.
Maybe we can, since Bjoriand is such a like religious place. Maybe
Confirm that for me, DM. He hasn't seen this guy stop before, has he?
He is not. Make a history check for me.
All right.
Maybe we can ask someone in
Does my
the
navigator
temple
background
or
give me advantage
some
on that?
people in Bjoriand.
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like. If you prefer, and I will allow for one other one.
It is a 15 either way.
Anyone else want to take their?
I'll do an Arcana.
I think he's gonna go history.
Yeah,
He's
Mert grew up
gonna-
in the
yeah.
Goblin Pits, has no context for any of this sky stuff.
He hasn't seen it for like the first 3 years of his life, so.
That's a 9.
No. Okay.
Nah. Rolling.
History-wise,
Bad.
there was one thing that you remember reading. In like this off chance way, you were in like some third-rate scroll shop on a boat or something, and just kind of perusing. And it talks about the what's called the Kazoo event. Whereas there was this time, long time ago, in the city of Kazoo on Iadosos, where the stars did stop moving. And it coincided with an entire quarter of the city disappearing.
Whoa.
Like a great working of magic, hearsay.
The stars didn't start moving again until the quarter reappeared above the city several years later, floating. That's the only time you've heard of anything like this.
The quarter of the city disappeared. For how long?
Several years,
And then was floating above.
and then reappeared above the pit that it left.
And that's when the stars started moving again.
Correct.
He shares as much in the rumor, faded memory that he has of that event, but like nothing in recent times, and nothing similar.
How long ago was that?
Let me look at my timeline. World Anvil.
Da-da-da-da.
Hold on. Where is it?
Tyler, how do you spell kazoo?
KHAOZ. Or hold on. One thing at a time.
COWZOO.
KAOZHU. Oh, I still got it.
I was like, that's probably, I bet it's something. I was like, I bet it's with a K and A kind of vibes.
Okay, here's the timeline.
Okay.
Master Chronicle.
Kazoo.
Kazoo.
Good old Kazoo.
It's right next to spray gun.
We have to think of these devices so we don't forget, you know? There's a practical purpose here.
Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm on ADW instead of BDW.
Those are different time frames,
Whoa!
both tracked in Tyler's World Anvil.
The world is
track.
so much bigger than Mert is even remotely aware of.
Like, is this like 100 years ago? Is this like
This is like-
1,500 years ago? Is this like thousands
Kind
of
of
years
important.
ago?
Your current year is 1450 ADW. This did take place in BDW.
Okay.
Okay,
Long time
so
ago.
it's like very mythological,
It's like it's myth at this point.
right?
How do goblins measure time?
Well,
Sleeps.
Do they?
By raids?
and
I was
colloquially,
wondering.
By piles?
How many raids have you been on?
time is
How many goblin piles?
what was the colloquial name of this incident? Did you say it had one, or was it just kind of like
It's the Kazoo incident.
The
the Kazoo
Kazoo
incident?
incident.
Now, if y'all are interested in me trying something, maybe we can figure out if this is similar to that.
Oh, yes, I'm always interested in you trying something.
I like to try things, mostly because I didn't have quite the funds to pull off some of the stuff that I'm interested in, and also not the time. It's been a minute since I've studied this particular thing that I'm about to give an attempt to, so bear with me as I try to sort this out. I'm gonna do a ritual casting of divination.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hang on, I got these chicken bones. I think they're important to this. They're not. I got these bones. If I remember correctly from my readings, again, this was a long time ago. I haven't had time to sit down with a good book in entirely too long. You start out by trying to read these things. I'm going to get some incense going, and I just now feel like I might be powerful enough to reach out to something and get an answer. So, Visa, if you'd like to weigh in on this, I was thinking I could try to divine an answer to the question, is what is happening to the stars now similar to the Kaozu event of yesteryear? Does that sound like a reasonable way to phrase a question?
Well, it seems pretty direct, but I don't know much about the Kaozu event. So
Not beyond those myths.
Sure. I suppose it would connect the two, but we'd still have a bit of learning to do, or looking to do to find out what happened at either event.
Well, let's at least see if this is going in the right direction. How about that? Tyler, this cost me a material component that I didn't realize I had to buy, so I just retconned it since we were right outside.
That's fine.
How this spell works. Your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. It may be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. And it does not account if I were to change something in the future.
Yep.
Okay, so Leaf sets this incense on fire that he purchased in town, and he just kind of this bundle of it and sets it in front of him. Starts kind of arranging these chicken bones and shaking them and throwing them out. Oh, that's not quite it. Maybe if it was... Does that for about 10 minutes, and he's like, all right, the question I'm going to ask is what is currently happening to the stars similar to the Kaozu event of yesteryear, I guess. We keep shaking these bones up.
As you start shaking the bones, you go rigid.
English.
Unable to move. Unable to breathe. The rest of you see him stop suddenly, his eyes rolling back in his head, clouding with black, inky liquid just below the surface of the eyes. The incense fires stoke, burning hot. And there's this kind of red glow that accentuates Leaf's person. Leaf, what you see is your world begin to melt. Your friends begin to coalesce into puddles of blood and bone.
Whoa.
And a red cast of light overtakes you before you sit in a small library comprised of deep black marble and gilded shelves made of the same marble. A roaring fireplace, 2 plush chairs. Sitting in one, reading a book, a hulking figure, curved horns, red skin, filed teeth, yellow eyes. Great wings splaying to either side. Dressed in fine clothing. Looks over. Oh, isn't this a treat? Well, come, sit. You have a question.
Can I move?
You can now.
I'm gonna go sit, but I'm not gonna say anything.
He just looks at you inquisitively, almost like he's studying you.
And now I will ask my question. Is what is going on in those stars out there, the changing colors and all that, is that similar in nature to the Kaozu event of long ago?
The Kaozu event. Ooh, quite a novelty. My nephew, great nephew's quite a little history buff, it seems.
What?
No. Completely different. Completely. Though that is a great mystery among you mortals. No, what's happening now is more sinister. Be gone.
Don't get followed up!
You puff back into your current realm. You guys see the black cloud dissipate from his eyes as he regains consciousness, the incense burning now low at the ends of their sticks.
Leaf just kind of like pulls up a finger and looks around at everybody and turns around and pukes up a bunch of black stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Oh, I think you did something wrong with those bones.
I don't think.
Are you okay?
Clearly not.
What? I don't have any more of that in me. I actually feel fine now, which is peculiar. What happened? Did I look? I guess I didn't look all right. No one's got any words. What happened?
Your eyes went black and you were like seized up, and it was pretty creepy.
Okay, well, and what happened to me, in my mind, was I chatted with a devil, a big one, seemingly pretty important, and he told me that this is not that, but it is worse. So we're off to a great start.
Oh.
That's it? That's all
Was there
the devil
anything
said?
else?
Here's the thing: is devil. The reason I didn't want to get into a conversation with him is because they have a way of kind of twisting your words back on themselves. I get one question every time I do this. Didn't want to burn it on accident. So he told me that. He told me not to drop more because why would he? And he sent me on my merry way to go puke my guts out.
Insight check.
Yeah, I guess I make that. And
You tell him you're
It's +2.
I mean, I'm telling the truth. So I actually think I was, right? Did I tell a lie on accident?
No.
You withheld that.
You withheld
was your
the great
uncle.
nephew
Okay.
thing.
Well, okay. I'll add a modifier then. Hang on. It's okay. Yeah, actually, you can tell that I did hold something back.
He's not saying something. You're not saying something.
What?
There was
That is
something
what-
else.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna run through everything that I just did. I will be candid with you on that.
So
It
is
was
this
not pleasant.
So there was more information, and you decide not to tell us.
But you can keep an eye on this. There's not any more information about this specific event. There is some personal information because that's how devils work. I'm keeping that to myself.
Fair enough.
so is
Mostly
it
just because I don't. Well, it's not stuff that I even knew about, so I have some time that I need to spend processing. How about that?
You hear in your head, just you. You did know about that.
Botch you. Anyways, we learned something, I guess, here. We'll keep an eye on the stars, I guess. Maybe we can find something in all these tomes that they have up here and wherever it is we're going. I can't frankly keep track of the city names anymore.
It's Bjoriand, and if they do have temples there, I would certainly hope that some of the religious figures have given it some looking into.
And if you don't want to be the one to ask him any questions, given your position, I'll gladly take up that in your stead if you'd like.
If I'm accompanied, I don't mind asking under a bit of a ruse. I can ask as a concerned navigator,
Fair enough.
as a, sort of means for my livelihood.
As you guys deal with the ramifications of the stars of your trip to Bjoriand of the Torbenbergen, let's roll into tonight's episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
episode 50 is over.
Episode